The difference between a high-risk bet and a calculated move could be in knowing the odds and the details and then respecting them. Joining us now at the desk, Dr. Stephen Enticott from CIA Tax. Good to see you, sir. The telltale signs of a get-rich-quick scam, what are they?
That's right. So I'm going to go with this, how not to get rich. We see how to get rich all the time, so I'm going to actually do how not to get rich.
And start a television station.
Yeah, well, that's right. So to a degree, how not to get rich is, there's a difference. You know, if you're scammed, you scam. Scams are different, but there's plenty of get-rich schemes out there. My favourite ones are just pay $999 and you'll be 10 times what you're worth now in 30 to 60, 90 days guaranteed. Well, when you see those sort of things, know that you're the product.
Yes.
You're not the investor, you
Yes.
are the product. They are trying to sell you a $999 plan. It's got nothing to do with you. It's all about them, and it ain't going to make you rich.
How are you the product in that situation?
Say again?
How are you the product in that situation?
Well, they're selling to you.
Right.
You know, they've got the product. They're selling it to you. They want to make the money out of you. So you're their product, if it's a way of
Is it a
looking at
sign of the times that we have become so desperate that if you see something on Facebook or Instagram offering you to get rich for $1,000, that more people right now are likely to click on it?
I think so, absolutely right. And the other one too for that is gambling. That's my number 2 one, gambling. You know, walk into a casino, look how many people are employed, looked at all the equipment costs, look at all, you know, the cost to keep that place open, power, energy, leasing fees, whatever it might be, and just say to yourself, how can I win? You cannot win. So no, in gambling, you will never win. Occasionally someone will get lucky, but in the main, you'll never win. It's stacked against you and you're making somebody else risk. Chasing the hype, this one I love the most, you know, the pump and dump. You know, this stock has gone from $5 to $50. It's time to get on because it's going to $500. Reddit says so, you know, or it pops up somewhere. Well, what's happened is there's probably a whole bunch of people that have got in at $5, and because it's so illiquid, they can't get out. No one's buying. So they create a bit of euphoria to say it's going to 500. So you become their exit strategy. In other words, they've put in at 5, they're getting out at 50, and they're telling you, and you're not going to get out at all. So, you know, those ones on Reddit in particular, or whatever platform is suggesting, be very wary. You're normally their illiquidity, you know, getting themselves out of an illiquid situation, and then it'll soon dump straight after that.
It's a really interesting point, isn't it, that one? Because we see it, and not just in these little kind of stocks, but we see it in investments in startups as well, where the founder just has a plan to get someone's money, and then basically they've done all they can and off they go. We're seeing it time and time again.
That's it. One more to go. Over leveraging. Classic case is if you borrow $500 or borrow $5,000, put it onto crypto, it'll soon be $10,000 and you'll be able to pay out your original loan. It never works. The interest rates and the odds will get to you. How not to get rich is really clear, I reckon. It's got, you know, high risk is always a thing, but it requires usually you contributing something to somebody else to get out. So be very wary of those situations. The best way to get rich is to create income, high income, create a business, always invest some of your wealth, and let the passage of time take care of the rest.
Yes, it's a really good way of putting it, but the way you describe it, I hear a lot of young people in that, as in the sorts of people who are likely to fall for these sorts of scams, as you mentioned, the jumping in, the taking the credit card to put the money on crypto. Is there more desperation because young people, generations, my generation and below, essentially feel like they missed out on the good times, on the safe times, when things like property were on the rise?
I think so. There's a lack of perspective. Like, property is on the rise, clearly, but that's in the major capital cities of the world. Outside the major capital cities, the housing costs are very, very affordable.
And sometimes always going backwards.
That's right. It's supply and demand. If you keep pushing so many people into a tight spot, the only thing can happen. I think it's a perspective thing. I always go with the Dr. Steve challenge. Grab $5, go to Coles, get a $1 loaf of bread, a packet of cheese slices, and go down to the beach, and you'll have a great day entertaining the whole family. So there's bringing some perspective to it as well. Like, I need more and more money to be happy. No. You actually need less and less money to be happy. To change that perspective. And that's what lures people into these get-rich things. They see the Instagram stories, they see the so-called easy life,
Lotto,
but it's not real.
Right? It's the idea of Lotto, that by doing something as simple as paying $10, you could get $20 million back. And because we keep seeing it every week, we think that could be us. And it's part of the human psyche that we want to cheat away to quick wealth. Just quickly talk to us about what comes if you don't have a safety net.
If you don't have a safety net, you're going to get caught out. So the moment a margin call comes to you, or you need to double your position, or you need to pay off a loan or whatever, that's when you get caught out. You know, at the end of the day, you don't have the money. You bought it at $5 thinking it's going to go to 10. It's now $2.50. You're in heaps of trouble at that point. That's when you're illiquid, and that's when you end up going out the back door.
And just finally, I guess, why do you think people, what's in us that we just want to look at the upside, not the downside?
Yeah, I think so. That's human nature. We're optimists. Most of us are optimists by nature. I actually want to stick with it though. So get rich schemes. So I've been involved in wealth for a long time, but I'm always curious. Like, you see these things come out all the time. So I think curiosity is good, and optimism is actually good. But be sceptical. You know, bring that sceptical brain to it. What's in it for them? What's in it for me? Why is this going to work? And how am I going to get out if I ever make a profit in this thing? All
right, Dr. Stephen Enticott from CIA Tax, and also the host of Wealth, I should say, Money Matters here at Ticker. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.